A 47-year-old male who was an airline pilot with no previous medical history went camping during the summer of 2024 with his family and had a steak dinner late at night, but woke up 4 hours later with severe abdominal pain, vomiting, and diarrhea that took 2 hours to resolve, and he went back to sleep. The next day, he went hiking for 5 miles with his family, and he had thought to himself that he thought he was going to die during those few hours. It was that severe. 2 weeks later, while he's at a barbecue party near his home in New Jersey, he eats a hamburger at 3 p.m. and then about 4.5 hours later develops similar symptoms, but rapidly progresses towards becoming unconscious. They call 911. They have to do CPR and send him to the hospital, and he passes away tragically 2.5 hours later. The autopsy report said that it was a sudden, unexplained death, that he had almost no Alphanol in his system. He had a little bit of Benadryl in his system, but otherwise he was seemingly perfectly healthy. The family, grief-stricken, had reached out to a friend who was a pediatrician who reviewed the autopsy report, and after discussing with the widow, they thought this could have potentially have been one of these issues related to a meat allergy called alpha-gal syndrome. So they contacted one of the lead researchers in alpha-gal syndrome at University of Virginia who did additional testing to confirm that, yes, he actually had alpha-gal syndrome. He died from anaphylactic shock. He had a tryptase level of over 2,000, which I've never seen a level that high before, but that confirms that there was anaphylaxis occurring. So if you don't know what alpha-gal syndrome is, this may be the 10th most common food allergen in the United States. We are seeing people who are getting bitten by this Lone Star tick called Amblyomma americanum. They get in their blood something called galactose alpha-1,3 galactose, which is a large sugar molecule that when we get bit by that tick, the immune system creates an allergic response called sensitization that leads to alpha-gal syndrome, where if you eat any mammalian products that contain four-legged animals like cow, venison, pork products, so that could be dairy, could be specific medications or various food products, you could have a severe, potentially life-threatening allergic reaction known as anaphylaxis. It doesn't always happen, though. It's not consistent, and it can be delayed up to several hours, which is not what we normally see with food allergies. And you have to treat this with epinephrine to protect against anaphylactic shock and having the blood pressure drop. Management is avoiding the potential triggers and avoiding tick bites. And this individual who tragically passed away was the first ever recorded case of fatal alpha-gal syndrome. He had been bitten by ticks in the past. And so I hope that this helps raise awareness, because many physicians, healthcare workers, and the general public don't know about alpha-gal syndrome. It's something that I write about in my upcoming book, and I want to make sure that people know this. So please share this story widely. I want to help raise awareness so that we can help prevent tragedies like this from happening again in the future.